Well, we're really excited for the start of the season. We've had an exhibition game and we've had a scrimmage, and the girls are glad to get out there and hit around on somebody beside themselves. So we're looking forward to next Monday playing our first game here at home, and got some new faces out there. So we're trying to learn how to play together a little bit and getting used to each other. So we're very excited about the opportunity.
With the exhibitions, inter-squatting, that kind of thing, what are some of the things that kind of come to the forefront that maybe you're happy with at this point, or what are some of the things that are kind of brought into focus that you're working on more with the kids?
Well, we run motion offense, so it's an offense where we're not really telling our players where to go and different spots, and so it's a process. I mean, they have to learn each other. They learn each other's instincts and things like that, and so it takes a little bit of time, and that's something that we can see that's getting better as we go. I even seen a big improvement from our exhibition game to our scrimmage game as far as seeing the things that we needed to work on to help them with that.
You talk about the newcomers coach and getting it, kind of figuring things out and getting everybody to gel together. Where have you seen this team take strides in doing that and getting everybody on the same page, just in the exhibition and the scrimmages?
Yeah. I mean, the new ones, when they come into motion offense, they're thinking a lot. I mean, because they're not real sure where to go and things. So one of the things that I'm seeing them do is they're talking a little bit more, and they're more confident in what they're doing. So that really helps, because it's a big communication thing. They have to communicate with each other, and one of the things that they're doing a little bit better right now is doing that, because when they're real quiet, I know as a coach that they don't know what they're doing. They're not playing with instincts and things like that. So it makes it better when you start hearing them talking.
Is there somebody who's impressed you so far that has had a major improvement?
Yeah, I think our post players, Destiny, Taylor, Naomi, and Pearson are all four newcomers, and so all four of them, this motion offense is brand new, and so just seeing them start to figure it out it's been a good thing.
Talk about Jordan and her development as a leader this year and kind of being able to step up in that role.
Yeah, Jordan, she's understanding that she's got to take more of the weight, and especially on and off the court, having to do the things that it takes to keep a team. And that's one of the things that we've been really, really pleased with, is our team is taking some ownership. They're doing things that as coaches we try to make them take care of business, off the floor, and we're giving them a lot of ownership in doing that, and I've seen a good response from them, and Jordan's a big part of that.
Just building off of that with Jordan, going into a season where she's a known commodity, teams are going to be looking at her real hard, trying to stop her. Who else is maybe in that guard rotation, anyone around her who you feel at this point might be able to take some of the pressure off her to kind of lead the scoring and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think the first game we had, Brenna Burt came in and did a really good job of scoring the basketball. I believe Maya Cotto, a player that we brought in from junior college, is going to be able to really shoot the basketball and take some scoring, not off of Jordan, but be able to help her with, because people's going to concentrate on Jordan. I mean, they know what she can do. They know her abilities. And then our point guard right now, Elena Payne, she's going to have to be able to score the basketball some, and we're trying to get her more involved.
Just for you, I mean, how much more comfortable are you in the role now with time and games under your belt?
No, it definitely going through it one time gives you a sense of hey, I've been here before, now I feel more comfortable. And like I've said before, Coach Foley, I mean, he prepared me pretty well. I mean, I got a lot of responsibilities as even being the assistant coach and getting the team ready, but it's still different when you're sitting in my chair now, and just having 1 year under my belt is a big thing.
Talking about that, what were some of the things maybe you learned about yourself 1 year into being a team leader, being a leader on the staff, all those things? What did you go back to in the off season and kind of say, I can improve here?
Well, I think one of the things is is just, getting your team, taking ownership, letting them, I think, have the responsibility of, hey, we this is our team, this is our year. You gotta be ready for that. And I think just giving them a little more ownership in some of the things is something that I felt like I really wanted to do this year.
With the 3-point ball, obviously, the last couple of years have not really been the strength of the team.
Right.
But in basketball overall, it's kind of
The trend.
Obviously, the trend. So, is that something you kind of focus on improving, or have you brought in players that you think can bolster that part of the game?
Yes. Yeah, I think we've got some more girls that can shoot the three now than what we've had before. And we're trying to implement that a little bit more in our offense, looking for the three and, along with, scoring inside. I mean, I think it takes a little bit of both, but we're definitely looking more to shoot the three.
Coach, we haven't been able to talk to you since it was announced that the big move of conferences for you guys. I mean, last year in the OVC, did you feel like you want to go out on a high note and perform really well in last year in the conference?
Oh yeah, I think that's we want to go in there and be the conference champion, and this is our last year, and we're really looking forward to the new conference. I mean, we have really recruited hard in Texas. With the women's program here and having 3 teams, from Texas now in our new conference, and that's going to be really beneficial to us. That we can go recruit players, and they know that we'll be playing 3 games in that area. Is going to make a big difference, I think.
Before you get going in conference play this year, just from the non-con, what do you need to see out of your team in that first couple months?
Well, we really challenge them. I mean, we're playing tough competition, and we're going to really have to step it up to be able to compete against some of the teams that we got on our non-conference schedule. But the main thing I'm looking for is just improvement. Just keep getting better each and every week, and trying to get ready for that, the conference season to start. And then same thing in conferences. We want to be playing our best basketball in March. We're trying to continue and improve, and that's one thing with motion offense. I think that running that type of offense gives you an opportunity to do that, because it should get better, as the season goes on.
Just so many new girls, obviously. How have they been gelling just off the court, just as a team?
Really good. I mean, I just being the head coach and, my assistant coaches, I'm asking them every day, how do you think the girls are doing together? And, all the feedback I'm getting is really, really good. I mean, they enjoy being around each other. You can tell by the way they practice and things that that they've got a good friendship, I think, off the floor, and we hope that just carries on to more success on the floor.
Who would you say is the most competitive girl in your bunch? Like during practice, that you see that dog come out.
Yeah, I think I mean there's several, but Brenna is probably the most competitive. I mean we can go to my house. We had a little cookout the other day at my house, and they had ping pong and cornhole, and she wants to win in everything. I mean, she's just that type of kid, and I think there's some other, Jordan Holman. We're trying to get that, into her. I mean, when your best player can be a dog out there, and we do things in practice where we challenge them, to compete against each other, and I'm seeing that in her too. But to answer your question, I think Brenna is probably the most competitive.
Well, how much does having Brenna next to Jordan kind of help push that in Jordan?
It does. I mean, it does. I think Jordan feeds off that some, saying, hey, Brenda's this way, and I can try to be this way also. And I think it really, carries over to the whole team.
Obviously, losing faith, your top scorer the last 2 seasons. I mean, I guess for better or for worse, a lot of times when you guys are going through some ruts offensively, you guys are looking for faith to kind of make those plays. So, do you have anyone that kind of fits that role, or is it going to be more of like by committee?
Yeah, I think it's more, now we've got a little more balance. I think that we can, look inside for a post player, to give us a bucket. We can, we got Jordan. Jordan can look for a bucket, and then we got shooters like Brenna and Maya, Elena that can, give us some buckets also. So I'm hoping it's more by committee, where we just can't rely on just one person when we need a bucket, but we also need that, we need somebody that we know that can step up during that time to be able to depend on.
And the last one for me, just, I asked Coach Walker the same thing, but just kind of the outlook of the OVC. Do you have any thoughts on kind of the conference outlook this season?
Yeah, I think, just they predicted us, I think, 7th in the conference, but any of those top 7 teams, I think all of us got quite a few points. And I mean, there's so much, difference in, what your team is from one year to the next. So it's hard on those preseason predictions, to really say, somebody's got a lot. But I think it's going to be real competitive. I think there'll be, 7, 8, 9 teams that have a chance to win it. And I think you better be ready every night. I think you better be ready to, to strap it on and be ready to play that, anybody can beat anybody.
Other girls taking that preseason ranking a little personally.
Yeah, I think they understand that, hey, we got 10 newcomers, and they know that, when you got that many newcomers that, you're, and not that many returners that you may be, but they're taking it a little personally. They want to show what they can do.
That's it.